When it comes to deciding what Terraria max setup I should do next, it'd be an understatement to say that the mage class doesn't offer a load of different options, with metrics like damage, regen and capacity all being maxable. And so today, I thought we'd look at a bit of a weird one: maximum mana reduction. Yeah. Now, what I think makes this stat so interesting is how it competes against the other mana maxing alternatives. Could it be that this is the route to take to ensure you never have to stop firing your last prism ever again? Before we jump into it though, if you enjoy these Terraria max setup videos, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, as it really helps out. Right then, let us begin. As always, I think it's first worth us understanding exactly what mana reduction does. And very simply, it is a percentage stat of how much less mana it will cost to cast any mage weapon, with it capping at a minimum of 1 mana. As you can see, its effectiveness will vary weapon to weapon, with some things eating mana alive like the Frost Hydra staff, and some things barely denting the bar like the Amethyst staff. Either way though, we want to get the highest percentage reduction possible, with us first starting with this beautiful set of armour, including the chlorophyte headgear, the diamond robe, and there's no leggings, so just go with whatever you want here. Right, when it comes to obtaining the helmet, it's pretty self-explanatory. However, with the robe, you'll need to craft 20 silk loom for just the robe, and then combine it with 10 diamonds for the full shebang. With both of these equipped, we already have a total of 32% mana reduction, which is pretty nice. However, we can take it to the next level with this magic-y assortment of accessories. Now, apart from this mostly just consisting of Nature's Gift tinkers, you'll also need a mana cloak, and on expert mode, a free slot for anything else. When it comes to obtaining all of these, a lot of your time will be spent scouring the jungle floors for those elusive Nature's Gifts, which I tell you, with us needing 4, will cost you quite some time. And that's not even taking into consideration the other random items you'll need for the tinkers, like putrid scent from corruption biomimics, a celestial magnet from floating islands, and even getting your star clock might be troublesome. So do be prepared for some hardcore grinding with today's max setup. Nevertheless though, once it's done, you're in for a treat, as just like that, we now have a whopping 72% mana reduction, which can seriously make a difference when wielding late game mana thirsty weapons. And the best part is, we can make this last even longer, with a few more little things we can do. First, for a free additional 2% mana reduction, make sure to head to your wizard and purchase a crystal ball for 10 gold. All you've got to do is activate it, and we're up to 74%. Also, one of the next major things we can do to decrease our mana usage is by reforging our weapons. Now, unlike most videos though, I'm not just going to recommend mythical, as this isn't always the most efficient for this stat. You see, with the last prism at least, we can get another additional 17% mana reduction with the masterful prefix. And with this, we're on a delightful total of 91% mana reduction. Not too shabby, right? I mean, just look at these numbers. Pretty much all mage weapons in the game will now cost under 5 mana, with even extremely powerful mage weapons like the Bat Scepter only costing 1, the minimum. This pretty much allows you to fire it infinitely without having to worry about mana potions or mana sickness damage nerfs. Also, even if you were to use something a little more thirsty like the Resolute Typhoon, no boss fight really lasts long enough to use all of it. And you've got to remember as well, things like killing enemies and taking damage will also regenerate your mana, basically meaning that in the heat of battle, this stat is completely redundant. So grab your last prism, stand in the middle of an invasion, and have some fun. Now of course, this is really the point in the video where we have to ask ourselves if it's worth it. And if I'm honest, still probably not. As with all these accessory slots full of non-offensive based mage accessories, we're missing out a lot of potential DPS, which I'm sure would match or even be higher than a bunch of mana sickness debuffs stacked together. Still though, this all kind of depends on your build, as if you're going the glass cannon route, enemies should die quick enough for you to pick up those mana stars before popping a potion. And if you were playing a more defensive character like this, not having to worry about mana does really help out. And there we have it, maximum mana reduction in Terraria. As always, let me know down below your thoughts on today's max build, and if I should look and compare the other mage stats mentioned earlier in the future. This has been sockrteez, and I'll see you in the next one.